Hey everyone, it's Miss Stefan. I'm here to do a guided reading lesson with you about the book Neptune, Far, Far Away. This is going to be your lesson and your assignment for Friday, and it's going to be submitted to me by Monday morning before you get your next assignment. This book is going to be our last book in our study of the solar system. So far, we've done a book about Mars on Epic, we've done a book about planet Earth, and today we're going to see what's going on with this planet Neptune. Our goal for today is a little different. We're going to be working on comparing and contrasting these two planets. So Neptune and Earth, our planet, and it's the one that we actually read about on Monday. So while we're reading, I need you guys to grab a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil. And then while we read, you guys are actually going to stop and jot down all the important facts that we find as we read together. I'm going to fill it out on a graphic organizer as we go along. So if you look, yours doesn't have to look exactly like this, but you want to have something that says facts about Neptune, and then a place to write down your facts below. Later, after we found all of our facts, for Neptune, we're going to go back to our book from Monday, and then we're going to do the same for the facts about Earth. Finally, in the end, we're going to compare Earth and Neptune. So we're going to look and see what are things that are the same or similar about Earth and Neptune. And then we're also going to contrast what are things that are different about Earth and Neptune. Okay? So take a minute to get your paper ready. I hope everyone's having a great week so far. Staying inside, staying healthy. Okay? So everyone should have their paper by now. And let's get started. The book's going to read to us, and then I'm going to stop for asking questions and then stop for jotting down important details.
Neptune, Far, Far Away by Joyce Markovics. What planet is farthest from Earth? Neptune.
Sorry. Okay.
Neptune.
So, we are only one page in, and we already found an incredibly important detail. Something that defines Neptune, that's very special about Neptune, is this planet is the farthest planet in our solar system from the sun. That means it's also the farthest planet from the sun in the lineup of our planets. So let's take a minute. There's our first important detail. Okay, so I'm going to go to our graphic organizer, and I'm going to write my fact 1. I know these are all facts because this is a nonfiction book. This is an informational text. So these are all statements that we could actually use science to prove if they're true or not true. Okay? So fact 1, Neptune is the farthest planet from Earth. Okay? Let's go ahead back and keep reading.
Neptune is part of Earth's solar system. Sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter. It's the 8th planet from the sun. Saturn, Uranus, Neptune.
Okay, so I'm going to pause again. I see some more important information here. We can actually see, again, we have this nice text feature. We have another diagram, and it's showing us where Neptune is in the order of our planets in our solar system. And we see that not only is it the farthest planet from Earth, but it's also the farthest planet in our solar system from the sun. And in order, if we count, it's actually the 8th planet. So I'm going to go ahead and jot these notes down too. I'm going to keep this here. I'm going to combine these two facts so I have more room to find other ones. So Neptune is the farthest planet from Earth and the farthest planet from the sun. It is the 8th planet, okay? So notice how I use that transition word and. because I could actually put these two pieces of evidence into one fact, into one piece of evidence. It is the farthest planet from Earth and the farthest planet from the sun. It is the 8th planet. All of this information can be put together into one key detail or one fact, because it all stays within the same topic. Okay, let's keep reading.
Neptune is very cold, partly because it's so far from the sun. Sun. The temperature can dip below negative 361 degrees Fahrenheit, negative 218 degrees Celsius.
Okay, so this is another really, really important fact, right? We know that a planet's distance from the sun is so important so that we know if life can actually be able to be sustained or if life can survive on that planet. Neptune is very cold. It's freezing. We've never had such a cold temperature here on Earth. And why? The reason is it's partly because it is so far from the sun. So I'm going to go ahead and jot this down. Fact 2. Neptune is very, very cold. I put very twice because I want to put that point in my mind to remember that it's not just a little cold, it's very, very cold. It's so cold that life could not survive there. Okay, let's keep reading.
Neptune is the windiest planet in the solar system. Winds whip around at more than 1,297 miles per hour, 2,087 kilometers per hour.
Okay, this is super important too, because when we're trying to think about what life is like on these planets are planets where they're so far away, or the atmosphere and what the planet is like is so extreme, it would be impossible for people to actually ever land there or step on to these planets like we are possibly going to do with Mars. So these key details, these facts, help us really understand what it looks like there and what it must feel like there, because it's somewhere we're not going to be able to ever go. So we actually know it is the windiest planet. Look at the wind here. Here we go. We have another diagram here. We have this image of Neptune, and then we have this caption that's actually showing us how these windstorms appear from space. So I'm going to take a minute and go back to my graphic organizer. And I learned not only is it windy there, but it is in fact the windiest. Okay, the windiest planet in the solar system. Okay, let's keep reading. So make sure as you're following along with our guided reading on your piece of paper, you're jotting down these facts for yourself.
Windstorms. That's one big planet. Neptune. Six.
Okay. Okay, so if we're looking here, we see that 57 Earths could fit inside of Neptune. This is helping us to really understand how big Neptune is. It's huge. Look, if we took Earth, we would have to actually put 57 of our planet Earths inside. So I'm going to go back to my graphic organizer. And again, when you're taking down your notes, you're making your text evidence, it's important that you're capturing what the author is wanting you to understand and also putting it in a way that's helpful for you to understand. So Neptune is a very big planet, and oops, I forgot the number. I'm going to go back. 57 Earths could fit inside Neptune. 57 Earths could fit inside Neptune. Okay, so this is really important to help you understand how big this giant planet is.
6 rings circle Neptune. Rings. The rings are made of ice, dust, and other bits of matter. 2 of Neptune's rings.
Okay, so this is something that's really cool about Neptune. It might remind you of another planet that you guys actually read about before we left for our spring break. That planet was Saturn, and Saturn's famous for its rings. But Neptune also has rings as well, okay? And how many rings does it have? We can look right back in our text. It has 6 rings, okay? These rings are made of ice, dust, and other bits of matter, other bits of material. So let's go back to our graphic organizer. I'm going to say fact 5. I'm going to make it a little bigger so it's easy for you guys to see. Neptune has 6 rings. And again, I'm going to use this word to connect my 2 ideas. I know I want to talk about it has 6 rings and what the rings are made of. So I'm going to use this word and to connect these 2 ideas that go together to be one fact or one piece of text evidence. Neptune has 6 rings and they are made of ice, dust, and other matter. Ice, dust, and other matter. Okay? Take a minute to jot that down. So far we should have at least 5 facts. Let's read on.
Neptune has many moons. Scientists have counted up to 14 so far. There may be even more.
Okay, let's pause. Again, this is super important. I'm going to go ahead. I ran out of room, but it's no problem. You guys could just keep writing on your paper, and I'm actually going to go ahead and insert a row below in case you guys are using a computer yourself, so I have more room for facts. And we just learned that Neptune has how many moons? At least 14 moons. How about Earth? How many moons do we have here? 1 moon. See, already as we're reading, I bet your brains are already thinking about some of the ways that we could contrast Earth and Neptune, about ways that they're different. Just in these facts right here, I see a lot of ways they're pretty different. So this is going to be really fun later when we get to this next part of the graphic organizer.